All right, I want to start off this new channel with talking about detoxing your body, setting yourself up so that your body can receive the nutrients that you're putting in it. The thing with detoxing is that our bodies already have the ability to detox every single thing out that we put in it. It already has the ability to remove the toxins and the junk. But the problem comes is because we are so overloaded with all of the things that we eat. We're so overloaded with all of the toxins and the junk that's already in our body, and we keep shoving more in. So our body can't keep up anymore. Our body cannot keep up with the demands that we are putting on it. So detoxing is a really amazing thing that you can do for your body, especially at the beginning of your health journey, to really kickstart it. Or if you mess up, or if the holidays are coming, right? Christmas is coming in, month and a half roughly. And we're going to be eating a lot of stuff that we don't typically eat, or maybe our body doesn't need. And using these detoxing processes is going to help kickstart you back into eating healthy again after you've consumed those things, right? And anytime during the year. So the first thing with detoxing that I want to talk about is, what are you consuming? And there's two things. There is food and there are liquids. So first off, the foods that you are consuming. I want you to take a note, like go and look through your pantry. Keep track of the things that you're eating during the day and figure out, are you eating a lot of processed things? Are you eating a lot of things that come from a box or a can? Are you eating a lot of things with added sugars in it? Are you eating a lot of, whatever it is, things that are not considered whole foods, that you cannot grow yourself in some form or another, is not a whole food. So what are these things and how can you start reducing them? One thing that I like to do every so often, I liked packaged spaghetti noodles. They're easy, they're convenient. But the spaghetti squash, if you've never tried it, it's absolutely amazing and it's so easy to do. You sprinkle some oil and some spices on it. After you cut it in half, you put it face down on a baking sheet, you bake it for so long in the oven, you bring it out, you take a fork and you scrape it, and it makes these wonderfully delicious spaghetti noodles and highly, highly nutritious. Nothing processed in it, right? And that's a really good way to start incorporating more whole foods and taking out the processed stuff that you already consume on a regular basis. So going through your diet and figuring out what you can take out, but then also figuring out what you can add in, because it's adding things in that's really going to make the difference. Adding in those whole foods, the nourishing foods, the things that are going to make you feel good. Finding recipes for, using whole food recipes that are absolutely freaking delicious. There's some that I have that, like, my mouth waters thinking about it. And I love making them because I enjoy eating it, because it doesn't feel like I'm eating something super healthy. It almost feels like I'm cheating on my diet. Then you're going to move into liquids, right? Are you consuming enough water during the day? Are you drinking a lot of coffee or pops or juices or things, that your body doesn't actually want or need? What are you doing in that aspect? How can you get more hydration through water or other means that isn't, full of processed sugars? So one really great way of making sure that your body is properly hydrated, which also helps with moving things throughout your system for your body to be able to detox, is coconut water. It's really, really amazing. It has lots of vitamins and minerals in it. It's very nourishing for the body. But if that's not something that you want to go out and buy, or maybe you don't have the money to do it, Soleil water. Literally all it is Himalayan salt, the pink salt, and filtered water. Nothing else. Nothing else. And all you have to do is add in enough salt that it stops dissolving into the water. You mix it up, you let it sit for 12 to 24 hours, and then you make sure that you keep that in a container that does not have any metal on it. You take 1 teaspoon of that in a glass of water, an 8-ounce glass of water, every single morning when you first wake up. You wait about 20 minutes, half an hour before you consume anything, and now your body's hydrated, right? Now you feel good. Now your body, that the salt actually allows the water that you drink throughout the day to be pulled over to the muscles and the tissues and all the things that you need to be hydrated but are not. One really great thing that I seen was there was this doctor who said that he dealt with a lot of people that had severe migraines. And migraines are actually not your brain hurting, but it's the tissues and the muscles that go around your skull that are contracted because they're so dehydrated. And that is something that he told them to do, was to drink salt water. And pretty much every single one of them stopped having migraines because now their body was properly frickin' hydrated. Amazing. Amazing. I thought that was super amazing. You know, so this is something that you can do for yourself. It's very simple and easy and effective. That's the best part. When you're looking at changing up your lifestyle and your diet, adding in these fancy things that are, you know, adding more onto your plate, that are making you more stressed out, that's not sustainable. But how simple is it to just have a glass of this salt water, which will never go bad because salt is a natural preservative, sitting on your counter, and each morning you just drink a glass of it. 1 teaspoon, drink a glass of it. And the best part with this stuff is that if you want to aid in elimination, you take 2 or 3 teaspoons into your same glass of water, and it will act as a gentle laxative, which we'll get into more into in the elimination section, or the detoxing part. But making sure that your body is adequately hydrated, because if you are not only is your body going to suffer the consequences, but that is where we lead to constipation and all of those things where we're not properly, and eliminating from our bowels is the way that we eliminate the toxins that are built up in our body, right? So you need to make sure that you're properly hydrated, that you're eating the right foods, so that your body is constantly eliminating and actually getting rid of the things, so it's not sitting inside you and reabsorbing back into your body. Okay? Then on to the detoxing part. There are 2 ways that I recommend doing gentle detoxes. Keyword is gentle. And neither of them have anything to do with going to the store and buying a fancy detox kit, because most of those things are full of toxins and they're full of crap that our bodies don't need in order to detox. Okay? What our bodies need is the ability to eliminate and to get out the things that have been sitting inside our intestines for a really, really long time. I've already talked to you a little bit about the Soleil water, which we will come back to, but my number 1 favorite choice, and the one that I recommend you start with, if you've never done a detox before, is the celery juice cleanse. If you've ever heard of the medical medium, this is where it came from. And if you haven't, I highly suggest you go over and read his stuff on celery juice cleansing. However, I also want to preface this with, do what feels right for your body. So his celery juice cleanse, I think, is supposed to last like 3 weeks. I only did it for about 10 or 11 days. And then I felt that that was enough for me and I stopped. And I can go more into detail on another video about what I experienced during that cleanse. But it did actually help to clean out my liver. I actually ended up a little bit constipated for the first few days because there was so much stuff. I had never done a cleanse like that before. And there was so much stuff between my liver and my intestines that was trying to push its way out. It took a few days. And then when it started coming out, it came out and it was amazing. And that is a really good way to naturally, because celery juice is very natural. You can't get any more natural than a vegetable. Naturally clean out your system and get things moving. You know, and it's not always going to be, you may not experience what I experienced. You may have experienced something completely different. You may not experience anything like that at all. But that is a really good way. I highly recommend going and checking out his content to get all of the information before you get started on that. And it allows you to get out the things faster so that you can start working on nourishing your body and not having to worry about if there's anything left in. And then the second way is also the Soleil water. So the reason why I recommend the celery juice cleanse over the Soleil water, when I said earlier you just add in a couple more teaspoons, it acts as a gentle laxative, which is really good. Like if you've already done the more intense version, which is still quite gentle. But I don't think that this one actually does anything for the liver. Not that I know of, not that I felt. I think it's more just acting as a laxative to get your bowels moving. Either one is fine. Do what feels right for you, but get those things out of your body so that you feel good. And honestly, like when you get those things out of your body, you're going to start feeling better when it comes to, maybe you won't have as many sugar cravings. Maybe you're going to start craving more healthy foods, fruits and vegetables, things like that. And then your body is going to already have that ability to just constantly detox and get rid of the things that maybe you do consume, right? So you just want to make sure that you are doing what your body needs, and that as you detox, now your body isn't overloaded with all of these things that it can't keep up with. And now what you put in is actually getting absorbed into your body. So you're actually going to feel good. And then I just want to leave you with one more little piece of advice, especially when you're doing the detoxing and you're pushing those things out of your body at a faster rate. Make sure that you are either adding in a ton of probiotic and prebiotic rich foods, or you are taking a supplement before you go to bed at night on an empty stomach so that it has time to sit in your system, especially if you wake up in the morning and you're doing the juice or the water and now you're going to the bathroom a lot. You don't want to be taking something like that when you're actively going to the bathroom a ton, because it's not going to sit in your system long enough to do anything. So doing it at night before you go to bed gives it time to slowly move through your system, because everything slows down at night, and actually release and do the things that it's meant to do. So that is all that I want to do for this video. Please let me know if you have any questions, drop them down below. Hit subscribe if you want to get more content like this, and I will see you guys in the next video.